It's crazy that it took a pandemic, the 2020 pandemic, to change our economy, and we still haven't seen the full effects of how our economy and the job market is going to change yet, because we're going through something called the Great Resignation right now. When the pandemic hit, you had a few things happen. You had some people who were now able to work from home, and they were making the same amount of money as before or more money, because now these companies started making more money, they started giving bigger bonuses to their employees, and they might have gotten stimulus checks on top of that. And then you had some people that were not able to work from home. They had to continue working their jobs, even if it was a minimum wage job, and they didn't really get any sort of hazard pay from their company, but they did get some stimulus checks from the government, but still, they were still making money just from their jobs, but they had to go to work every single day, and they also had the potential risk of getting sick. And then you had the people that didn't have to work from home because now their companies just shut down. And so now they were getting unemployment checks and they were getting stimulus checks. And in some instances, these people that were sitting at home playing video games all day were making more money than the people that were going to work every single day to get paid. This started to frustrate a lot of people because people go to work to get paid. Now, obviously, you should enjoy what you do. You should love what you do. But if you don't do what you do to get paid, then you should just ask your boss not to pay you. So people were getting frustrated because now they're either working or not working, and the imbalance in the economic system wasn't making sense to a lot of people. So people started to rethink what is important to them, how should they get paid, and what do they want to do. Then as more and more people were able to work from home, they started to realize that, hey, I'm more productive when I'm working from home, and I can do more things that I like, and I can go to the gym when I want, and I can get my car taken care of when I want, and I can spend more time with my kids when I want. So people were now starting to realize that I like this flexibility of being able to work from home, because when I'm in the office, I'm just working on the computer anyways. So why do I need to be sitting at a designated desk for 8 hours a day when I can just work from home and kind of work throughout the day? People who are working from home are working longer hours because now they're working from morning to night, but they're working on their own schedule. And that's when some companies started to say, all right, now you need to come back into the office again like normal. Now, some people started to get irritated. They said, why do I need to go back into the office again when I was working just fine from home? In fact, I was being more productive from home. I was doing more work from home, and I was able to do a whole lot more things on my day because now I don't got to sit in traffic and I don't got to commute. So why do you need me to come into the office? And this created the next shift in the economy, which was the Great Resignation. We were already facing a massive labor shortage across the country, where you have tons of companies that are looking for work, they're looking for employees, but you have a lot of people that are not working. And then you started to see the biggest voluntary exodus of people who were leaving their jobs voluntarily. They weren't leaving their jobs because they weren't getting paid well. They were leaving their jobs because they didn't like the way they were treated at their jobs. They didn't like their lifestyle, because now for the first time, people started to look at their jobs not just as a paycheck, but as something to complement their lifestyle and their lives. Because now when people are looking for a job, they're not just looking for how much money am I going to get paid. They're looking for how much value am I going to get out of this job? Am I going to be happy here? Does the job align with my lifestyle? Meaning, can I work from home or do I have to work from the office? Does it align with my morals and regarding masks and vaccines? And is this job something that I want to do? And then they look at your pay. So people are looking at jobs very differently now than they did before. And so people are starting to quit because they're realizing that the job that they have doesn't fit their values. Now, on an economic level, this is creating a whole bunch of issues in the economy because companies are struggling to find work, they're struggling to find labor, they're struggling to grow, they're having to pay more money to employees, which is good for employees, bad for the company because now they're not making as big of profits. And so it's creating a very weird shift in the economy, and we are going to see some of these old dinosaur type companies die because they're not willing to get with the times. But it's great for employees, it's great for people, because now for the first time, you have the upper hand. You can now go look for jobs and you can find something that better fits your lifestyle, and companies are fighting for employees. They're fighting for people. They're fighting with better pay. They're fighting with a better lifestyle. They're fighting with better benefits. So this is good news for employees. And that's exactly what we did here at the Minority Mindset. As soon as this pandemic hit, we started to follow the Dropbox model. Dropbox was one of the first tech companies to create something called the virtual first model, which means that, hey, you don't have a designated desk anymore. You can come into the office when you want, or you can work from home, you can work from the beach. All you have to do is make sure that you're getting the work done. Don't miss the meetings, don't miss the deadlines. So on the employment level, we are seeing a major shift through this Great Resignation, where you have a lot of people voluntarily leaving their jobs, and this is creating a big gap in the employment marketplace. Then on the inflationary side, you have the cost of living going up very fast. You have the Federal Reserve Bank and the government still printing money. They're still trying to create more inflation because that's the only way that the United States government is going to be able to afford their $29 trillion worth of national debt, because when you see more inflation, that means that the value of the dollar goes down, so the United States government can then pay back the $29 trillion of national debt with cheaper dollars. So the government and the Fed want to create more inflation, which is hurting the average person because now the price of things keep going up. So you have this higher cost of living, and now if you go to work a job, one job isn't enough. Two jobs aren't enough. What people need now is they need their jobs, and then they need some sort of additional supplemental income in order to be able to survive in this economy. Luckily, we live in this technology age where it is more accessible than ever to get some sort of side hustle or side gig where you can work some additional hours whenever you want and earn some extra cash. You can drive for Uber, or you can drive for Lyft, or you can deliver food through Grubhub or Uber Eats. Or you can deliver groceries through Amazon Fresh or Instacart. Or if you want to be a little bit more involved, you can create your own side hustle. It's kind of like creating your own small business, but now you can be a freelancer and you can help other businesses earn more money. You can help other businesses with their business, and you can do this from your own home on your own schedule by being a freelancer. So if you go to a site like Fiverr or Upwork, what you can do is you can post your skills. Let's say you're good at writing, or you're good at graphic design, or you're good at video editing, or you have a cool voice and you can be a voiceover artist, or you're really good with accounting and you can help businesses manage their money better, manage their cash flow better. You can post these skills on these websites. Then, as a business needs more work, instead of hiring an employee, they can hire a freelancer like you. They can go onto these websites and say that we are looking for somebody to help us with our writing. And now if you post your skills and a business posts their advertisement to find some sort of writer, well, now you two can meet. You can apply for the business a job, or the business can find you, and now you can provide your writing services for the business, and the business will pay you for your writing service. The business is not going to tell you where to work. They're not going to tell you what hours you need to work. I mean, they might, depending on what the job is. But in general, they're not going to tell you that you have to be on the computer from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. In some occasions, you will see that, but in most occasions, you will not. What the business will do is they're going to tell you what they want, how long of an article they want, and what they want the article to be about, and they'll tell you what they're willing to pay you. And if this is acceptable to you, you can accept it, and now you just have a new side gig that you can work on weekends or in evenings or whenever you want, and now you can do this work and earn some extra cash because of it. And depending on how entrepreneurial minded you are, this can lead to a whole lot more opportunities, because now not only can you start doing this writing work for other businesses, but you could potentially create your own agency where now you have other writers that work under you, and so when people come to you for writing work, you can designate this not just to yourself but to other writers, and so now you start to build your own business. But again, this takes a lot more work, and now you need to really have the entrepreneurial mind to build this sort of agency. Or if you are even more entrepreneurial minded, then you can look at starting your own business, or you can look at creating content in today's economy. Let me start by talking about content, because this is one of the things that is very easy to understand. Like, people understand that if you build a big YouTube channel, you can make a lot of money. Now, it is very hard to build a YouTube channel. You have a lot of competition. But the thing that's interesting now is you also have the growth of shorter videos. Things like TikTok and Instagram Reels, which has just created a brand new industry, a whole new opportunity for people to create content. I was at a financial conference in Austin not too long ago, and when I was there, I met so many young TikTokers between the ages of 19 and 28 years old who were making tens of thousands of dollars a month. So somewhere between $20,000 and $50,000, $60,000 a month through their TikTok page, and some of them hadn't even been on TikTok for a year. These are people that understood that a lot of people were moving to TikTok quickly, so they got onto TikTok, they started to understand the TikTok trends, and they started to make viral videos, and then they started reaching out to companies to sponsor the videos, and now they're making a lot of money on TikTok by making these videos. Now, obviously, you want to now take this money and scale it into a real business, because you don't want to just rely on the TikTok algorithm, because if the algorithm turns off or something kind of fades away, well, now you're screwed, because now you went from earning $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month to zero. You never want to be in that situation, so you want to be smart, and if you were in that position where you're making that money, you want to reinvest it into build a real sustainable business. But there are so many ways for you to create content, whether it's TikTok or YouTube or podcasts or Instagram or your blog. There are so many ways for you to create content, and then you can build an audience online. And once you build an audience, there are so many different ways that you can monetize. That way you can build a brand. Now again, this doesn't mean that you have to be a content creator. Not everybody has it in them to be a content creator. But if this is something that you're interested in, it is an opportunity now that is accessible to anybody. You can start a YouTube channel with less than $100. I started the Minority Mindset YouTube channel with less than $100. I started making videos off of my phone with a tripod that I bought off of Amazon for 20 bucks. I bought a $25 light, and that was it. And now our YouTube channel has over 1 million subscribers, and we have transformed our YouTube channel into a full financial education and media company, and we are one of the fastest growing financial education and media companies on the internet. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide that goes over what passive income is, how to start generating passive income, and different passive income strategies. All you gotta do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.